Hello and welcome to the Silver Screen Show. You guys are already laughing. You must be having loads of fun.
Sorry, man.
Glad for you to join us. Glad that you have joined us. We are doing an amazing show today. Today's is the final show of the year. We're doing a roundup of the best and the worst that we have seen in the entire year. So we'll be going top 5 and top bottom bottom 5 of the year and see where it takes us.
Yes.
In terms of how we'll run this, guys, let's just do our top 5 all each other one by one, and then top 4, top third, etc.
Yeah.
So why don't we start with you, Abu?
Oh,
Your this has been an interesting year in terms of film. Plenty of good ones, plenty of bad
I
ones.
wouldn't say it's been the vintage year though. I don't think any.
When you say vintage, what do you mean?
Like just a great standard. I think last year probably was a bit more
Better in quality, overall quality.
I think in general, like, but you know, it's been decent year. Obviously, having good films, but just as a general, I think.
I found it really hard to get a top 5 because there were so many films that were good, but not that many that were great.
None great.
I think anyway.
I think I would agree as well, especially the big budget ones. There wasn't any that stood
Justice
out.
League, Star Wars.
Justice League, Star Wars.
Sorry. Okay. Right. So you're saying top 5.
Yeah.
So
let's go for your top number 5.
Actually, it is really hard to actually narrow it down to 5. So at the end, I will say what films I did consider for various reasons. But 5th is Lucky Logan for me. I really enjoyed that. That
Logan Lucky, you mean?
Logan Lucky. Oh, I put Lucky Logan. Logan Lucky, which was a heist movie starring Channing Tatum and Adam Driver.
And Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig,
Daniel Craig,
as I've never really seen him before, to be honest.
So odd,
it's a role you really like. You usually see him in like downcast emo Bond movies, but he is like totally mental, and I loved it. And I always love a good heist movie; it's one of my favorite genres. So I love that. My 5th best.
Cool.
That's all I can really say, to be honest.
Alenya?
I'm going to go with Only the Brave, the story of the firefighters in the sort of wildlands of California. And it was very emotional. It really, really hit me. And, you know, everyone in the cinema, everyone came out red and puffy. Everyone had been crying. It was fantastically made, very emotional. It was beautiful.
That's based on a real life story as well,
True
right?
story, yeah.
Yeah, that just hits you even harder, doesn't it?
Every time.
My number 5, I've been thinking quite a bit about it. It's either it or War for the Planet of the Apes.
You gotta make an
I think
executive decision.
I'm going to nail it down to War for the Planet of the Apes. I think it's one of those rare trilogies that fulfills its original promise because it starts up really well. The second film builds on it, and the third is just even better.
To be honest, I've not watched the first yet, and I still really enjoyed the third one.
I
I just never had the chance to watch the first.
See,
it's one of those things.
I'm the opposite. I've seen the first 2. I haven't seen War of the Planet of the Apes yet, so I really want to see it.
I was kind of thinking, will I really enjoy it? But I mean, they put enough in there to show the people who haven't really watched before. They feed it. They don't give it to you directly, but there's enough hints in there to know. Okay, so this guy was bad. This happened. Okay, I get it.
The first one's got like James Franco and John Lithgow in it, and they're really great.
James
sort
Franco,
of like human side of the beginning.
And obviously we've got our main man, the Andy Serkis.
I love Andy Serkis.
He's the main character here, so he acts so well. I really wish they make an entire new like Oscar nomination category just for
Andy Serkis.
But I think
that's why they should do more.
I think video capture will soon be a.
I hope it does because so many films are like that now. With
and there's particular set of skills to. I mean, when you see behind the scenes of. Especially Planet of the Apes, like what he's doing in a silly green costume, like it's amazing actually.
Lord of the Rings as well, with the whole Gollum and Smeagol thing was incredible. The fact that he was doing like one character then the other, and then he's like the hunched overness and like there's a great behind the scenes image where he's like going down the river, and then you see the like CGI go over the top, and it is just amazing.
I mean, there is an Instagram account. I forgot what it's called, but it shows you like before and after special effects. It's really cool. Interesting to see.
I know which one you're talking about.
You think it's hard, and it must be hard for actors to actually take things seriously when you're acting behind.
Literally every film now has green screen. Like all these big Marvel films, they're all like fighting in like spandex suits,
looking ridiculous,
looking absolutely
ridiculous. And you think
ridiculous.
Jungle Book might have been set in the jungle? No, it was all green screen.
It was, I remember.
One thing about Jungle Book is a kid doing the green screen, which is even more impressive because it's hard enough for an adult to get in the mindset of acting in a green screen. For a kid to like pretend a bull on a piece of stick is a rhino or something, it's like respect to the kid. So he did well. Right.
So, all right, number 4.
Number 4. Back to me. We're going.
Yes, back to you.
Back to me. I got John Wick Chapter 2.
That's your number 4.
Came out. Well, it's a good year for like good films. So it came out at the start of the year, but it's still one of my favorites. I've watched it like 3 or 4 different times. It's just, I was thinking, how could this one be different from the first one? Because they could have easily just repeated the premise from the first one, like the Hangover film did, and it kind of lost the magic. But this one, they kind of mixed it up in such a great way. And action scenes are amazing. It's like one of the best.
One of the best in the year.
Every action scene is ridiculously well choreographed, beautifully shot, and it's intense. And so, like the sound from the beginning, like the initial car chase is intense and mental. You can really get you into the whole mindset of things. And yeah.
Speaking of car chases, I haven't really seen many car chase scenes.
Bar Baby
This-
Driver. That's the name.
Baby Driver,
Yeah.
But how many films like that do you see anymore these days? Previously, you'd have
Sorry,
every
Fast
film.
8. We forgot about the submarine
Fast
fighting
and
cars.
Oh yeah, there was
But
that.
yeah,
There
I mean,
was the
I mean, the first one was amazing. This one even better, I think. It's really hard to find a sequel that actually stands out from the first one.
I agree.
but
Yeah, I definitely agree.
That's my
in fact, my number 4 was going to be John Wick 2, but then I realized that there were some few other films which are pretty good as well. So my number 4 is actually Big Sick. The Big Sick.
Not The Big Short.
No, not The Big Short. The Big Sick. This is a very indie film done on a 3 million budget or even less than that.
Very
Kumail
And it came out of
Nanjiani.
nowhere. Yeah, Kumail Nanjiani, I can never pronounce his name.
Hilarious guy.
Based on his real life story, coming
Yeah.
from where did he act
Pakistan.
before? No.
I thought you meant like himself.
Silicon Valley. He acted in that TV show. But yeah, he's a cool guy. He doesn't look his age. He's apparently 38 when you
Is
film
he?
that, and he plays a teenager.
So he must be in his
Yeah.
40s now then, right?
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, that film was amazing. I thought it had a very genuine and heartfelt plot.
So I
Partly
mean, this
because
is
it
about
was
because he falls in love with a American lady, right? So it's got the whole
No,
cross
it's
culture, isn't it?
I mean, they are in America, so
Yeah, but like he's a Pakistani heritage and he falls in love with a white lady. That's like the
oh yeah,
premise
yeah,
of the
white
movie,
lady.
isn't
you
it?
mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it looks into that kind of stigma as well and aspects of how it would affect his family, and I
Yeah.
think it's got that look in that side of it as well,
Yeah,
right?
and on
So-
top of that, she falls ill, and now
Yeah.
how does the family dynamic work with
Exactly.
the parents and himself?
yeah,
But yeah, I thought the performances in that film were particularly amazing, and I think everyone should watch it.
Good.
Alenya, your number 4?
My number 4 is Dunkirk. So it's the story of in World War
Dunkirk.
II. In World War II, and it was like 1940, I think. It was the evacuation of all of the British and some French forces of Dunkirk. And I just think, for me, what really made that film was the 3 different paces: the week on the beach, the day on the boat, and then the hour in the air, and it all converged to one pivotal point at the end of the movie. And I just thought it was very, very well done, and the acting was fantastic, and I wasn't completely angry that Harry Styles.
I was gonna say Harry Styles even did a decent job.
Exactly, I wasn't angry about it. So
But I
there
think
you go.
that's just Christopher Nolan doing his stuff. I think.
Yeah, and everyone left very like somber and very like, right. That was an emotional time, and it was very well done.
But do you think the film went on for a bit too long? I heard some people say that.
Well, the
I think-
Nolan films, you kind of expect
Exactly.
it. They're epics, like that's what he does.
It was
so.
an epic, and especially when it's something that is like a documentary film almost. Like it's not quite a documentary. It's
Yeah.
not quite Hollywood. It's somewhere in the middle. And you expect it to be quite long because there's a lot of things that are happening, and because there's so much is happening and the way he's done it, it doesn't feel that long.
Okay. As in the pacing is really
Yeah,
good.
the pacing
You
is
don't
done
really feel
very
that.
well.
You don't
I
feel
did
that.
love the whole 3 different timelines. It could kind of took me a while to realize what's happening, but when you do, you're like, oh.
And Tom
That's what's
Hardy,
happening.
Tom Hardy can act more with his eyes than most people can in their entire careers.
He's
Which
got
is why he got Bane. The
the
character.
Bane look and the mask on during the flights.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right, moving
I
on.
agree. It's a good choice. We're coming down to our top 3 now.
Yeah.
So let's go with Abu first again.
Right, so I
Your
made a
number
promise.
3
Made a little
film
promise
of
myself
the
I'll
year.
put one superhero movie in this list, otherwise it'd be chock full of them. But so I've gone with Thor Ragnarok. I think what made this one stand out in front of what my other suggestions was just hilarious, and it's like from start to finish was just jokes and banter, and just enjoyed watching it. And I think I could watch it again and again and just never really tire of it.
Yeah.
And I think the Hulk for bromance going on and all the other stuff happening is hilarious, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Be quick.
In fact, my number 3 is also Thor Ragnarok.
Also,
I thought it
so
was
we don't hear from me
amazing.
then, Alenya.
Amazing film. Super funny.
Yeah.
Funny. Everyone should
Yeah.
watch it. I watched it several times.
See, it's not in my list purely because they've made Thor too silly.
Like a bumbling clown.
I like
Thor
original
too
Thor.
silly. What do you mean?
Like, so you know he's supposed to be this like god. He's the one.
Oh,
who's
Thor
all-knowing.
too silly. I thought
Thor
Thor
is-
Not the film.
No,
Like he
Thor
meant
the
Thor
Dark
is
World.
too
Yeah.
silly for me.
Okay,
Anyway,
right.
they changed it up a little bit too much.
Yeah, he's changed a lot from the
But is he
original
not more
Avengers.
interesting now?
No,
He definitely is.
no.
Well, it's a personal list, man, like we said.
Yeah.
So it's
I like the original Thor and how he was like,
proud.
another, and he was proud and he was a god, and now he's like tripping over himself. I'm like, who are you? Get off my screen. Anyway, my number 3 is Atomic Blonde, and I really like it because I love Charlize Theron. I think she's a great actress, and I think
All
she
a fan.
really put herself through her paces for this movie. And I know that people have criticised the storyline. They think it's a bit generic and stuff, but it is a sort of Cold War storyline, so it is generic. It's about finding a
Russia
microfilm.
versus America.
And yeah, it's on the Great Wall. And I think that it wasn't about the storyline. It was about how it was portrayed. And I think the sort of remixes of the music of the time, the placement of those songs was really good. The fashion at the time and the action sequences were just standout for me in that film. And so I really, really enjoyed it.
Awesome.
I'd say it's a decent choice because Charlize Theron shines wherever she does, and the action sequences in particular.
It was all her. I was seeing behind the scenes. It was her.
Yeah, she was training at one point with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, I
as
mean, he
well.
pretty much is
Oh,
like a John
really?
Wick.
Yeah.
Really like John Wick-esque.
It's like a female John Wick.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, number 2 then.
Number 2, right. So this is tough to do. My top and second one is it was hit and miss, but I've gone with Get Out as number 2. Just in so many levels, this film was just amazing. Like, firstly, from Jordan Peele, who's a comedian, to come into something like this,
A horror genre.
a horror documentary, he calls it. I don't know why the Golden Globes call it a comedy. I'm not even gonna go into that. like, it's not a comedy, man. But he has jokes in it. But yeah, I mean, it talks about just the social climate currently in America, especially the racial tension, and not just that. It's just there's so many little things in the film that you just don't realize, and when you watch it again, these little things that he drops just makes the film even better. There's an article on BuzzFeed, if you want to see it, just saying 25 things you might have missed. I was reading through it, then you watch the film again, and it's like, wow, there's so much. There's so many things Jordan Peele puts in that comes to fruition in it. But yeah, I don't want to go on too long about it, but definitely one of the best films. And I think it's probably made, financially, I think this was the best film, most successful film of the year. The budget was like something minor, like 5 million. It's made like 100 million, something stupid. So yeah, number 2.
In fact, I might go for both number 2 and 1 here because my top film in the year.
Let's not go there yet. Number 2.
Not yet.
No, not
Number
yet.
2, man. It's number 2.
Okay, fine. My number 2 is Logan.
Okay.
Logan, the film that sends off our favorite superhero, X-Men's Wolverine.
My favorite actor, man. Hugh
And as
Jackman.
well the favorite actor, hopefully he gets another role that's similar to what he's done with Wolverine.
And I'm happy for him to just to say, that's me done as that. Time to
I hope he doesn't go away, that's what I meant to say. Because
don't leave us.
yeah,
Jack.
don't leave us, exactly. Anyway, I think everyone has seen Logan. The film is so visceral, so emotionally charged. This is like an emotional sledgehammer at the end. It's got that father-daughter relationship that
And it is
really
what Wolverine
hits you.
should be, like rated R,
It
like
really-
just
It's
brutal.
what
It really
all
should
of
be,
them
yeah.
should have been.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah,
still-
basically.
I still think X-Men works on its own right without it.
Do you mean like the
But I
Wolverine
think
movies?
the Wolverine films really should have been R-rated.
Yeah, that's something you mean, right? All the Wolverine films.
No, she means every X-Men
in general,
film.
like even X-Men.
She means
I will
films
get- I
in
will-
general should be R-rated anyway.
I just love my R-rated.
Yeah. Where's the blood? Without
But
Where's all the blood and the gore and the violence and the swearing? I miss it.
Right, awesome.
But yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so,
my number 2.
My number 2 is also Hugh Jackman. I'm sorry, I can't put an X-Men movie in just because I hate the continuity issues. Like
The timeline issues.
Logan is a fantastic film on its own, but it doesn't fit in with the rest of the franchise.
But it's like
This is why I
10
don't
years in the
consider-
future. You
No,
should
but-
worry.
Let's not get into
it. It doesn't fit in with the films like the other
Okay.
ones. It's fine. So I'm going to go number 2, Greatest Showman. So it came out last week. It came out on Boxing Day, and it was like
It's got a solid cast I've seen.
it's got Hugh Jackman, it's got Zac Efron, it's got Rebecca Ferguson, it's got Zendaya, and they are incredibly talented. The singing is amazing, the dancing and the acrobats and everything. So it's the story of P.T. Burnham, who created circus basically.
Yeah.
And it's got a pretty bad critic score. It's got a fantastic audience score. But I'm going on how it made me feel when I left. And when I left, I wanted to watch it again straight away. Oh. And the songs are just uplifting and just like really powerful.
That sounds like a Disney film to me then.
It's not though. I don't think it's just like, and some of it, because it starts off as a freak show, so the lyrics are like, I make no apologies, this is me, and it's so uplifting, and you just leave and you're like, this is me.
I get that.
Damn you all. So yeah, that was my number 2.
Okay, good to know. We'll probably do a bigger review of
next week,
this on our blog or in the next show next week.
Yeah.
But on to number 1 then, the best film of the year.
Yeah. Right, so I think we should make one thing clear. These are the films we personally like. It's not like a critical
choice.
kind of thing. So it's like film we will definitely go and watch again. So using that, Logan is my top film. It just timeline-wise, I just consider this film on its own. I don't consider this with all that thing because it'll just confuse you.
Yeah, you've just got to ignore.
Yeah, you just enjoy this movie as a standalone, and I think it's just. I mean, it was Daphne Keane who plays X-23.
Yeah.
She was great.
I mean, to put a role that intense in a kid is mental, man. Like, wow. Like,
I don't know where they get these kids from. I really wonder. I could have never done something like that.
Exactly, and I mean, the storyline's great, and it's the just send away Jackman deserves, and
it's fine because now Disney owns it, so it's all going to be redone anyway.
Of course.
But that's my top one. I think you mentioned enough about Logan as it is, so let's move on.
Right, my number 1, as your number 2 is Get Out.
Get Out. Yeah.
I thought the film was amazing. I thought this is one of those rare films which probably have been talked about a bit too much, and some people think it's overhyped now. But I still think it's worthwhile to watch this film. This film will be remembered for a while, and I hope Jordan Peele does more of this kind of stuff, because we've been watching him and his
Key and Peele.
Since I don't know when, and it's so refreshing to see him come.
And I think he will say, like, when I see him, like, he really seems to know what he wants to do, and hopefully his next project will be just as great. So
it's better to have him do the racial commentary than people like Kevin Hart doing it all the time, where he's got this just one-liner. Where he's like, oh yeah, am I still black? You know, Kevin Hart's.
Kevin Hart's more of a stand-up.
Whereas this guy understands the nuances in like racial jokes, so it just makes it so much better. But anyway,
I know you're going to horrifically disagree with me on this.
Your number 1.
My number 1, the one that made me so emotional and so happy, was Beauty and the Beast. I was in there and
Alenya.
I know, but it's like you know what? I spoke to my mum about this and I was like, what is my favourite Disney movie? And she said Beauty and the Beast. It is my favourite Disney movie.
Fair enough, when you see it come on the full screen.
And I was there, I sat there and the first song started playing, I started crying. I was so happy. And it was just a really beautiful retelling, and it was a little bit more violent than the original one was. Obviously the Disney original. And I just think it was the best Disney reimagining that has come out so far.
Belle's not a gold digger though, is she?
She's not. If she was a gold digger, then she would have just settled and married the captain Gaston. So
but Beast at a castle.
Yeah, Beast at a castle.
It's not like that.
I think
we had a chat about
perpetual debate.
I don't know. If anything, it's Stockholm syndrome.
It's true. It is very much Stockholm syndrome.
Not a gold digger.
I think it's both.
Because if she
I like how he's gone. But I mean,
let's not do that.
Yeah. It's what you enjoy.
Well, that's your number 1.
Yeah, that is my number 1 for the year. And seeing it with the London Philharmonic Orchestra playing the music live was incredible.
Where did you watch that?
That was at the Royal Albert Hall. Me and my friends went a couple of weeks ago, and it was absolutely stunning.
I could imagine.
Yeah.
Live score, innit?
It was the same day I did the Lord of the Rings marathon.
Oh, that was an epic day.
It was a long day.
Maybe it's the Lord of the Rings rubbing off onto Beauty and the Beast. Why you like it so much?
Because also I watched Beauty and the Beast again like 2 days ago.
Okay, fine. I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
Right, so let's go to the more fun part of the show.
The worst 5. So we've done the top 5. I think we can all agree we've got a few common ones, like Get Out, Logan.
I think that was it, to be honest.
Your ones are more common than mine.
Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Of course, Justice League is the best. No.
Get out.
No. I'll get myself out of here.
Right. So
let's go on to bottom 5. Why don't we start with Alenya now?
All right, my
so one line or why you thought was the worst.
5, Alien Covenant.
Number 5.
No, just no.
Okay, fair enough.
It just like for me, if you thought that Prometheus didn't get in line with the rest of the
self-obnoxious
Alien
and, yeah.
movies. Alien Covenant for me just made it even worse, and I just don't get it.
And too much Fassbender.
Too much Fassbender.
Way too much.
Too much Fassbender, and not like because you kind of introduce the xenomorph in Prometheus, but then forget about it in the next one, and I'm like,
cool.
Okay, go.
Bye. before I go into a rant. It's like
Fassbender loves Fassbender.
Right.
Finger my.
I'll do the finger.
Number 5.
Mine is The Snowman. I thought it was a hateful film. I'm sure you like it even worse than I do.
Mr. Snowman, I gave you all the clues.
Yeah, I think we all have very common ones here as well,
Yeah,
because there were a few really bad films.
The thing that I about Snowman is he has such a great cast. Michael Fassbender,
That was
J.K.
especially why
Simmons,
I
Rebecca
hated it.
Ferguson just wasted.
It was a fantastic trailer.
That was
Yeah.
especially why I hated it. In fact, I watched Wind River recently
That's
as well.
great, yeah.
And I just compared that
Yeah,
those
definitely,
two
yeah,
films,
just
right?
notice
Because
how you do
both
it.
set in like a very icy, mountainous scenario,
Looking at
both a
murders.
murder mystery, and both with odd characters. And you think, wow, how poorly that is done compared to Wind River.
Definitely.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Abu?
Number
yours?
5, The Mummy. It killed the franchise before it began. I don't even know what else to add. It's just like... It's like if in the middle of Iron Man 1, randomly Nick Fury came in and just took half the movie just for himself. And then just killed the entire movie. Oh, Iron Man, you're still here. Yeah, just go
Wait,
out.
didn't he do that in Spider-Man Homecoming?
Well,
Iron Man comes in and steals the movie.
I mean, if Nick Fury came in and said, the Avengers Initiative, out of nowhere.
That's a good point.
But yeah, Mummy.
Yeah. I would have loved to see Johnny Depp, what he does next, though.
Oh yeah, I don't
Like,
think he'll be getting any roles soon. But yeah, Mummy, horrible.
Well, he's in those Harry Potter films.
Yeah,
also.
the way the people are protesting, he probably won't be in it very much long.
I didn't like it when it turned out to be him. I thought it was going to be better as Colin Farrell. I was like, no, you should get Colin
Definitely,
Farrell.
yeah.
Anyway,
Right, number 4.
Number 4.
Mother. Mother.
Explanation
I
point.
didn't get it. Me and my friend, we left and we were like,
What did we just
what
watch?
just happened? What was this awful scene at the end?
Even
It was
Reddit
just
doesn't. Even
unnecessary.
Reddit's like, what the hell happened?
I mean, like everyone's talking about these like allegories and this like subtext
You're
and
just
all this
not smart
religious.
enough. You're
I
just
know
not smart enough.
I'm not
Darren Aronofsky
smart
films.
or pretentious enough to understand.
you think we didn't have
other-
art classes to know what
Yeah.
he meant?
I'm not. I'm also not very well versed in all of the religious stuff. So when that was coming up, I didn't really know what was going on.
Should have read your Bible when you were young.
I know,
No
right?
prerequisite
Like
to-
I'm a bad
person.
bad
You
person.
should have known there will be a film later in life for each.
So
you need,
yeah,
need
I
those
just
references.
even after I found out all of these things and I read up on it, I was like, it wasn't even that. I was just kind of like,
You're trying too hard, mate.
okay, yeah, tried a little bit too hard.
Cool.
I think.
Try hard, Mr. Mo.
Mine would be Justice League as number 4. I thought I would leave it out, but I thought might as well include.
You're gonna get your knife in for it at some
Yeah,
point.
well,
this week.
I only included because they gave Justice League, they gave Batman vs Superman a shot first. They should have learned from the mistakes. They didn't learn from the mistake. In fact, Zack Snyder needed to get out of the film in order for it to even be salvageable to what
I don't know.
what
to be
it is
honest,
now.
it's
I
hard to
think-
see where it was going. I mean, I would rather just see Zack Snyder's cut entirely than seeing 2 different directors do it. It's
Yeah,
just
I think that just made it mixed up and
Yeah.
even more confused than it would have been already.
yeah.
You say that, but I guarantee you, when the director's cut comes out with Zack Snyder's one, you'll still be like, "This is."
I doubt that was the main reason of the film. I think that DC's got long-standing problems, and I
Yeah.
think there's,
You're trying to emulate something that you haven't prepared yourself for.
yeah.
So, I mean, I still don't get why they cannot make it when you've got a simple film like Wind River, like which has.
I
keep
just
saying
think
Wind River because
they're rushing it. That's why they want to get to where Marvel is now, but they spent 10 years finally crafting.
I don't see why. I really don't see
money.
why. No, as in they can elongate the
No,
entire
they
timeline.
want to get the money now. It's like, we don't care. So
Anyway, that's my number 4.
my 4th movie, Rings. This was the sequel to Ring. It was atrocious. It was not funny in any way. It was just
Why
funny in
should
a
it be
bad way.
funny?
It's funny. It was funny because it is funny because it's just ridiculous. The CGI looks horrible. Like
But it's not quite funny enough to be so bad it's good.
It's
almost
not
because
The
the
Room. It's not The
CGI
Room.
Samara, the Ring ghost, she looks comically bad. Like it looks. The one in the 90s looked more scary. And this film kind of diverts in some weird investigation scene where they go out into some random town to find out about the curse, and it just gets bogged down and it's just rubbish. Moving on.
But there'll be a sequel, surely.
They baited one out. I'm like, why? Don't even know. So.
They will eventually.
Yeah.
I'm
Thing
pretty
is
sure.
though, that sequel bait scenes in the trailer, so you kind of know I'm waiting for. I'm like, okay, where's this scene? It was in the trailer and it's at the end. I'm like, oh, thanks. Okay, so moving on.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Number
of bottoms.
3, mine number 3 is The Mummy. as well.
Okay.
So bad it killed the franchise.
Exactly. It's like, why are you going to have a film called The Mummy and not use The Mummy?
The Mummy.
She just called it Russell Crowe, man. And he can do his own.
Russell Crowe.
He can do his own.
Yeah,
Russell
this
Crowe,
film had
Tom
too much
Cruise.
sequel baiting in there.
Tom Cruise featuring the Mummy is what I
Yeah.
called it.
And
thought-
she's
I
a
thought that
great
was-
actress as well. I think
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
fantastic.
exactly. But I can't remember her name.
Something Butella.
Yeah, something Butella.
Sophia Butella.
Sophia Butella, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, she's fantastic, and she was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they just
She was
wasted.
there in the
You know
other
what?
film,
Just
right?
get changed up.
Kingsman. She was
Kingsman,
there
she
in
was in
Kingsman.
Kingsman. She was great in that.
Yeah, but yeah, that was we've already talked about that.
She was great in Atomic Blonde though.
She was. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah.
I'm
yeah,
sure
she
you
was
did.
Yeah, I
good.
bet you love it.
I clearly remember it now, which is why you put it in your number 3, didn't you?
Yeah, I loved that.
Right. So before you get sidetracked,
My number 3 bottom would be I was gonna go for The Mummy.
is number 3 or number 4? Which one number 4? Right?
We're in number
Number
3.
three.
Is it okay? But let's change the order around.
Yeah. I'd go for Mummy. Really, there's my top 3 are all in, like, you can jumble up together. And It doesn't
Yeah.
really make a difference. I'd just go for Mummy. Yeah.
It's because you didn't make a list.
You weren't prepared.
Stop talking.
Read your messages.
Right, my number 3 is Flatliners. Oh my god,
Oh,
it's just
yeah.
so bad. Like, this is the dumbest medical scenes I've ever seen. Just one scene, how dumb it is. They're like, you never told us something bad about killing yourself. I'm like, you're a medical
Is
scene.
that
You
implied?
don't need to be told that killing yourself is going to have some bad effects on you.
Again, they didn't read the Bible.
Thing is,
there.
what's
They
bad is
didn't
like,
read the
I don't
Bible
think they
either.
knew what they wanted. Like, is it going to be a medical thriller? Is it going to be a horror? Is it going to be a supernatural thing? Is it going to be like some weird college dorm thing? Nah, they just had no idea what they were going to go with. And this is supposed to be a remake of the original, which had Kiefer Sutherland. So Kiefer Sutherland's in this one.
No
and his
way.
cameo goes
Kiefer
nowhere.
Sutherland, really?
So he was in the original. So they're bringing him back for this one. So I think maybe he's not even involved.
I don't
He's just
know.
a character who's anyone. So yeah, moving on. They don't deserve the time. They don't deserve any.
The
Number
second
2.
worst film in the year.
Second worst film. Dark Tower. I was so angry
She
when
was
I
so
left
livid.
it.
I remember that review. Like so
I
angry.
remember
Really
my friend
poured
and
out.
I went to lunch afterwards, and we were like, "Why did they do this? Why did they do that? Why are
Was
they
it
giving
because
us this?"
you had
And
high
not,
expectation?
no, I didn't have any expectation.
Did you read the books?
No,
It was just garbage, man.
it's just there was so many plot holes. Everything was done for no reason, and like the only redeeming feature was like the kid kind of had smart moments and.
Smart moments.
Yeah, and
That's-
Matthew McConaughey and Idris Elba.
Okay, cool. Fair enough. That's that.
Yeah, I would have gone for that, especially because I
If
read
I made
the
a
book.
list.
I read the book, so I know how bad this film was.
Yeah.
But I thought this film wasn't bad in a bad way as Justice League was. It was only bad because I thought this almost looked to me like a straight to TV or DVD film.
Yeah, it was.
So-
There was too many holes. There was too many
Yeah,
things that were
that
just kind of
and-
unexplained. There was like no motivation behind any of the characters and what they were doing, and it was
I
just
get
straight.
that, but sometimes I feel like you can explain that at a
If it's
later
well
film.
directed, but
Yeah. But I thought, yeah, exactly. The production value of the film was really low, and I thought it just
And there was a
didn't
lot of like
live up.
little Stephen King novel references
Yeah,
in
yeah.
it, and we were just like, well,
Why
this is just
begging
why are you just begging yourself?
why are you begging it, fam? Right, cool. Let's
Yeah.
crack on.
My number 2 is the what's the name of the film that we just watched? We hate it.
If you had a
The
list.
Notebook, not the Notebook. What's the name of the film? The Death Note. Death Note. Netflix film. I had such high expectations. They had a great source material that they didn't have to do anything
And
other
they
than just
just
copy
destroyed
scene for scene, and they could have
Unhappy.
had like an amazing film just from that. And
Yeah.
You know what?
They had a
I wasn't offended. I
terrible,
wasn't
terrible
bothered by the
cast.
fact they changed it to America. They changed. Oh, fair enough. You're doing it for the
Making
audience.
it accessible.
Fair enough. But it's the fact they just destroy the characters.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? Like, you didn't have to destroy the main antagonist into some cerebral, well thought out, calculated, calm. No, he's just some horny teenager. I'm like, what was that? Why?
Why do you have to make things? Characters can be complex.
Yeah,
we
no.
will get it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
We're not.
It was.
Yeah, we're smart movie.
I was disappointed because it's Netflix. I'm like, Netflix usually do good
Netflix has
stuff.
been doing really
So
well.
why did he?
Does, yeah, House of
why did he
Cards,
rush?
so many good things.
Why did he
right?
rush this?
Don't
and
mention
this-
House of Cards.
Well, up to season
Blacklisted.
2. Or...
Right.
Okay.
So
it's not even mentionable now.
Nah,
it's one of those one who can't be named.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought Death Note
Yeah.
was terrible. Did you know the cast, the boy and the girl, they're real life couple.
I don't care.
Don't care.
I don't care.
Like,
and
they
even
still
then, they had zero
no
chemistry. Exactly. That's why I mentioned this.
But apparently, the
They
rule
still had
is
zero
if you have chemistry on scene, there's no chemistry off scene. But if there's no chemistry on screen, then there is off screen.
Really?
Yeah.
Or they're just a fake.
Because they can't act being in love. It's a stupid rule. But
I don't think that's a real rule. But
I heard it somewhere before.
Right. My number 2 is The Snowman for being utter trash. This I was gonna put it as my worst movie, but I thought there's something worse. But The Snowman is just like, like they didn't explain like why is the killer obsessed with snowman? They don't explain. Does the guy build a snowman after he kills or before he kills? Is the snowman pre-prepared? Like just the logic of it all. Like why do you like? Yeah.
Just whatever.
That's crap.
Good for it.
Right. So the worst movie.
Number one.
One film you should definitely not watch.
Or watch it if you wanna have
Or
some
watch
bands.
it if you want some.
But is it good enough to watch?
Giggles?
Yeah, what is it?
Death Note.
Oh.
Because again, you just took source material that has been remade into a live action before, and they did it very well.
All right, we get it.
Yeah, we get it.
Yeah, we get it.
It's terrible.
Just
Your
go home and
worst?
reassess.
Death Note.
Death Note as well.
Thing is about Death Note though is I love the original. I'm a diehard fan. I had the books, like the spin-off books. I have the novels of the characters. You know, the manga is amazing. The anime is great. I mean, everything's about it's amazing. The first season is probably one of the best seasons of anything I've seen.
Yeah.
TV, anime, whatever. I think that first season is so great. And then you get this. I'm like, why? Okay, bye. Moving on.
Your number one.
You've ruined that Death Note hate now. This.
It is, yeah. I mean,
So what's worse than Death Note?
well, it really doesn't matter, does it? Because
Yeah.
these bottom 5, they're just all quite bad. Especially
No,
the
we
bottom
got a
five.
level of badness.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
what is
My
your?
number
the
one
new
would probably be
baseline.
Rings. I watched it when I was really bored one day, and I thought maybe it will live up to number
The one
one.
thing I'm gonna do about Rings is there's a video file hidden within the audio file or something dumb like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
I thought it was the dumbest film of the year, which is why I thought it was bad.
Or was it a video file within the audio? It was something. But I'm like, this is just so stupid. Because I think the thing about the Ring.
Fileception.
I think what about Rings is what worked for originals because the VHS has a creepy feel to it. The
does,
static, that. But
Old
when you move it
school,
to like a current digital format, it just loses that allure. It's an
Yeah.
email attachment. That's not scary. It's like you see a creepy thing. Where did this tape come from?
Is it like one of those chain mails that were like, oh, if you don't send this to
Yeah,
10 people, a girl will appear at the end of your bed and kill you in your sleep.
I mean, videotape is freaky, right? You come down and always watch this or you'll die. But when it's an email attachment, it's just like, oh, that's not scary.
Delete.
Yeah, it's delete. It's in HD quality, perfect. You're like that. Yeah.
HD quality.
I know it's just not intimidating. You get me? But yeah. Anyway, so that.
Yeah.
So that rounds out. That was really hard because I had 9 for like the worst films, but 21 for like the best because they're all
Wow.
just kind of here for me. And like, yeah, I have like other
If you
I
were
think
to
we-
mention
special mentions.
special mentions, yeah.
Just name the films.
Lego Batman movie.
Yep.
Like a great Batman film.
Uh-huh.
And Blade Runner 2049 because
Yeah.
for me it proves that you can make a good sequel even 35 years after the original was made.
Very good point. My special mentions would be Jumanji. I didn't expect anything out of it. I thought it was really fresh. I thought the cast was just perfect.
I think the cast really
Even
saved
Kevin Hart was amazing, and Jack Black. Oh, I'm so happy for him to come back to acting. That's his defining role after School of Rock, probably.
I love School of Rock.
That and Blade Runner 2049. I was going to mention that as well. I thought the plot wasn't as well done in terms of direction as it could have been, but Denis Villeneuve, he's just a master of cinematography, and it's just such a beautiful,
and it just
beautiful
looked
film.
like what you imagined.
Whoever the
Exactly.
whoever the cinematography is on that movie, I forgot his name, but he doesn't get an Oscar for.
I really wish he
I
does.
think another special mention would be It. Like going back to the kind of original psychological horror
Yeah.
was I think I loved it.
Yeah. That was my switch between
Yeah,
War
number
for the
5.
Planet of the Apes, or that. So it will also be my.
Right, have you got special mentions? You pretty much mentioned all the films I wanted. I mean, War of the Planet of the Apes was very close. Wonder Woman, I think, deserves a mention. I think Patty Jenkins did a great job. You know, firstly making it the first like hit for female-led superhero film which hasn't been done,
Yeah.
and it just destroyed all the walls. I think that was amazing.
I definitely agree with that.
yeah.
I think Wonder Woman deserves a lot,
Yeah,
a lot of props.
Also, there's a film called Silent Voice, a Japanese animation movie that came out. It came out like 2016, but I think it came out here in 2017. It's just a movie that looks into like depression and bullying in a way that these movies don't. So if you do love anime, and things like that. I'll definitely check it out. It's called Silent Voice. It's great.
Silent Voice.
A Silent Voice, yeah. So it's about a girl who gets bullied in school and the effects like it has on the guys who bullied her and stuff like that. So quite a deep movie, but I thought it's definitely worth checking out if you're a fan of that stuff.
I'd like to mention a couple of Netflix movies as well.
Okay.
So we've both watched The Foreigner recently with Jackie Chan.
Yep.
Jackie. And I really liked that. That was a good kind of like what was the one, kind of like Taken, or what was the one with like Denzel Washington in it?
Oh, Man on Fire. Is it Man on Fire? No. Where the daughter gets kidnapped and he has to go rescue her.
No, the one with Chloe Grace Moretz in it as well.
Oh, Equalizer.
Equalizer,
yeah,
kind of like that.
Yeah.
And then To the Bone with Keanu Reeves and Lily Collins looking at eating disorders. That was really emotional. And then I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore is like a weird kind of vigilante film with Elijah Wood and another actress.
Did you check that out?
That was really, really good. It's got a very indie feel to it. And she gets her house broken into and she goes kind of on a rampage, but like a sub-rampage with Elijah Wood. And it's a really, really good movie and it's really funny. So, yeah.
Just heads up.
All right, we are way past our time, so we're going to do a quick fire quiz.
Just one
It's not a
answer,
pop quiz. This is just the first thing that comes to your head.
Okay, cool.
Best action sequence for the year.
For me, John Wick in the Italian rave thing was just destroying everyone. It's just some weird stuff happening. I loved it.
Good choice. Alenya?
No Man's Land in
Wonder Woman.
Yeah. When she crosses.
When she's with that.
Yeah, when she crosses in
it's like no man can go up there. She's like,
and just that whole scene as they go across No Man's Land and then into the town was brilliant.
Good scene. Mine will be the whole of the John Wick 2 because the entire film is an action sequence.
The choreography is amazing.
Yeah, that's one of the best action films I've seen in the recent times.
Awesome.
Best on-screen couple.
Right. I had a couple for this. One of them was the Doctor and Calvin from Life.
Oh man.
No.
As a joke.
Yeah.
That was a good
Calvin
movie.
was a bit clingy, he wouldn't let go.
Yeah. It was a good movie.
I think he would break his finger but wouldn't let go still.
It was a good movie but kind of forgettable. But then I like Victoria and Abdul. That was great. It's not like a romance thing, but it's nice.
It's almost mother and son.
Yeah,
although
it's
every
really deep
now and
friendship.
then I was thinking, are they going to kiss?
Yeah.
It was a bit awkward some of the times, but
no.
I'm lucky they kept that out. They just
I know they did.
But then they brought the wife in. Okay, it's cool. It's not gonna get weird.
Boo?
Right, my joke one will be Fassbender and Fassbender Covenant. When I think they did kiss each other at one point. I'm like, what is happening here?
Did they actually kiss?
I'm pretty sure at one point they did.
Well, you're imagining more than you should
Fassbender.
Is that just in your imagination?
I'm pretty sure there was.
It's in his imagination. But I don't know what you thought.
Also, Thor and Valkyrie. I'm shipping them, man.
Thor and Valkyrie.
They better get together in Avengers.
I miss Sif.
I forget Sif.
Lady Sif.
Forget Lady Sif, man.
Yeah.
She did
and
nothing.
the Warriors 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, they died. They're dead now.
Spoiler alert, dude.
Sorry.
If you haven't
I'll
seen
edit
it.
out.
My best couple, on-screen couple, is Thor and Hulk. I thought they were just amazing, bickering
Romance.
together
Romance.
like old housewives and husband.
Cool.
Well, on to next quick fire question. The biggest twist for the year for you that you didn't see coming?
Mine will be Get Out when you find out what the hell is actually happening. Like, oh my days, that's what's happening. And the whole entire film's a plot twist, to be honest. When you discover it.
Yeah. After the first half an hour,
Yeah.
everything is like, what's going on?
Yeah, what's good? When you find out what you meant when the camera flashed and stuff, amazing.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Mine.
Mine is the same as well, actually. When he goes to the closet, finds those pictures. I'm not going to spoil any more than that, but that's how I was like,
What?
Exactly. That's the exact thing I said.
Right.
Alenya, biggest twist that you didn't see coming?
I don't have one.
Fair enough.
Sure
We'll move
you
on.
have
I
one.
don't. No, I didn't really like either.
How about only
There's
the
no
Brave?
Shyamalan this year.
No, I knew that because that's based on a true story, so you know that's going to happen.
Sure, of course.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Okay,
We'll give it a pass.
you were
I'm just gonna-
unfazed.
Unfazed.
Nothing that comes to me I don't expect.
Right. Cool.
Everything is expected.
I know everything.
But my next question is your top unexpected winner of the year.
Yeah.
Surprise. Also,
Yeah, the
What's
biggest
my
surprise that pleasantly surprised you.
See, I try and have this thing where I go in with no expectation anyway.
Surely that doesn't work.
It does.
Does it?
It
I
does,
can
it
never
really
get my
does.
expectations out of my head.
It didn't work with Star Wars.
So that was
Unexpected was Only the Brave because I didn't actually know much about it before going in, so that was probably for me.
Abu?
Mine would be Happy Death Day. I mean, that was such a surprisingly fun Halloween movie. I just thought it'd be a generic hack and slash, but no, really great concept, and the lead was amazingly charming and great movie. Definitely watching it.
I still don't think it was a good film, but I thought it was better than
I wasn't expecting anything out of it. Like, it's a surprise. I thought, that was thoroughly enjoyable, actually.
For me, it comes under the, like, So Bad It's Good, like that, and Bad Moms Christmas, Baywatch.
I wouldn't say it's bad. I just think it's just like, I enjoyed that, and I'm happy to watch it again.
Mine would be Jumanji. I actually had very low expectations going in because I was a fan for the first one, the original one, and I thought they're going to butcher this film. You've got Rock, Kevin Hart. To
be honest, I think it's as good as the original, probably better, to be honest. I think it's
exactly. I thought the same. I watched it with my sister, and we were saying this was a surprisingly good film. Like, we enjoyed it better than the original. It's so relevant and current.
I think the jokes are a lot
references
more,
and the gaming jokes, everything just worked. And even in this, even though it was a 2-hour film, I couldn't tell it was that long.
Yeah.
Whereas Star Wars, it just kept going and going.
Yeah, we got on ready for Star Wars, don't worry.
Yeah, we've got that coming.
The next question is the biggest loser that you didn't think was going to be a loser. So your disappointment.
My disappointment is Star Wars.
Okay, there's a 20-minute video on that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's why it hasn't gone into my worst, because it is just like...
It's got its own category.
I'm just so disappointed.
Luckily, I didn't go in with any expectations because I had very low expectations to go in with.
Oh, really? Did you?
Yeah.
See, this was the one film where I allowed myself to have high expectations.
No.
So I was disappointed. Rookie mistake.
Rookie mistake. Abu?
Star Wars fangirl.
For me, it would be Kingsman. I mean, it's just like
falling from the first one.
I mean, the biggest like pull of this one was like Channing Tatum and his character. He's hardly. They just write him out of most of the storyline. You don't find any of that statesman. They try and rehash the first story. It's just, I'm like, come on, man. The trailer was such hype, and the film was just, That's
my biggest disappointment. Maybe this is not as disappointment, but I had high expectations going in. Is the Will Smith film Bright?
I enjoyed it because I had no expectation for it. So
I did have expectation. I thought Netflix does well. It's got Will Smith after a long time.
Have you seen Death Note?
I know I have, but
Death Note just has ruined.
We've also watched other Netflix.
But it's read all goodwill that is built up.
Alenya just listed out a few very good Netflix films, right?
When something's so bad, it's really
when you've got Will Smith, Joel Edgerton. I don't know if you've seen any Joel Edgerton.
Oh, I love Joel. And The Warrior.
The Warrior. Have you seen The Gift?
No, I need to watch that one.
The Gift is one of my all-time favorites now. It's such a good film. It is a really, really good film.
I really enjoyed Bright. I think we'll talk about it next week actually on the reviews. I think Bright was really good. I like my fantasy movies.
I think I like the idea of the film more than the execution of the film.
It's not perfect, but I think it doesn't deserve the negative. He's got eviscerated in the press for some reason.
I think it's because everyone had high expectations. You do see Will Smith coming out with his like charisma every now and then, right? But even then, there's no on-screen chemistry. I thought
he's supposed to be some sort of annoying cop anyway. He's not supposed to be the Fresh Prince of
you want to be
PD.
You don't want to go full retard. You know what I mean? So you don't want to go so annoying that you actually do become annoying.
Right. We'll discuss in the review next week. Otherwise, we're gonna go.
I want to do a special bad mention for Transformers: The Last Night.
Oh, I completely forgot that.
But you know what?
The watch that killed Hitler saved the movie.
Exactly. But you know what?
That watch.
It's space robots, so who cares? And it's Michael Bay.
And it's Marky Mark.
I've got one final question that goes into the more emotional bit of what you like this year. So the most emotional scene that hit you like a sledgehammer.
So I was thinking Wonder, but that's very like Wonder is about a boy with facial deformities and it's a beautiful film, but I will go with the end of Only the Brave. It was just it had me and the rest of the cinema sobbing.
It was a very emotional scene.
Hard hit.
Abu?
Logan. That's what I'm saying. End of Logan, man. Like no.
End of Logan.
Yep. I don't think about it. So I'm not
I've got the same one as well.
It is good acting.
So this is what it feels like.
Let's not think about it, man.
No.
I don't want to.
You're gonna cry.
I don't want to cry, man.
Cry on camera.
Cry on camera. It's so deep, man. But yeah, I think that's the most emotional one. Yeah. That one.
Even throughout the film, like when Charles Xavier, what happens to him, it's just
that.
I'm assuming you know what.
Difficult to watch.
Yeah, that was.
Because then it's like it wasn't me.
Yeah.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
I know. Yeah, it's just a great film.
Feel
Number one.
thing.
And
Anyway, so that wraps up our very, very long episode. I hope you enjoyed our top picks and the bottom picks, and hopefully you agree.
And everything in between.
And everything in between. Yeah, if you haven't seen any of them, we do suggest the top ones, as well as the special mentions. I would definitely mention Jumanji. It's a very
you really love it, Jumanji.
It's a very easy film to go into and enjoy. I think that's something
very rare to see be such positive about a film. Normally you find some in.
I thought it was so funny. you have comedy films that aren't nearly as funny.
When you did the review last week, you only watched half the movie, so you couldn't even go full into it.
I know.
And now they've done the review's done now. You can't talk about it.
Yeah, exactly. You can't.
You dropped the ball there, mate.
Stop now.
Anyway,
it's done.
Glad for you to have joined us. This is the end of 2017 for us. We hope to see you in the next year. Hope you have a great year as well, and enjoy the breaks. Thank you.
Bye.
Woo.